Hey everybody, this is Ahmed Musli here with sort of like a PSA video. I did it in Arabic and I want to do it in English so all our Middle Eastern Nintendo fans and 3DS owners would know. Mario Tennis Open has sort of a big problem in our case in terms of online that most media sites, mainstream media sites, did not notice. I researched more and figured out the problem exactly. Basically, the game is coded to be region locked and IP locked, and I'll explain this further. Of course, this doesn't affect people in the USA since they do have eShop support and they have no problem keeping their region as is. In the USA and Europe as well, most of them have good eShop support. But in our case, the workaround has always been we're still starting. Nintendo Middle East is still beginning a presence here. It's not that big yet, but it's starting. So there is a placeholder eShop, but there are no games for us to download. So our official workaround from Nintendo Middle East, the official statement is we keep the US East shop we have to keep our region in US for the time being until we get good support in the Middle East. So this is sort of a conflict because like I said, the region lock thing is the basic definition because they want to reduce lag basically. So what they did with Mario Tennis Open, and it's the first game in the 3DS to do so, is that we can't play worldwide. We only play with people in our region. So if I'm in Saudi Arabia, for example, I have to play with people in the Middle East and possibly Europe. Same case with the US, same case with Europe. You can't play other people online unless I guess you have their friend codes, but random matches don't work. IP lock is the big issue here, which I'm gonna basically define for you here. IP lock is the first. They actually, this is the first time they do it in the video game in the 3DS, but it's a known thing that has been done from time to time. I'll give you an example here. Basically, IP lock is. I'll give you like a short example. If you let's say you have a US video game or software and a US 3DS, you could only play your games online in the USA. If you travel to Europe, for example, with this US 3DS and US game, and you have your region as the USA for the 3DS, you cannot play people online. You're in Europe, you're going to get stuck. When you saw that screen there, it's just stuck like that. You can't find any people online. That's the definition of IP lock. This has been done before in certain applications on the 3DS. The three most popular ones is Netflix and Nintendo Video and Nintendo Zone. These three applications are locked to the USA, which means we can't, as Middle Easterners, even if we do have the US shop, we can't use them. Even the software is programmed in a sense that it detects the IP address, the matching IP address from your router. So if your router signals off a Middle Eastern or Saudi-based IP address, and these applications are programmed to detect US IP address, they're not going to work. You have to be in the USA so you could use Nintendo Zone and Nintendo Video and Netflix. Now, a lot of people online have been complaining. Netflix, I would understand because there are certain copyright issues with movies. But Nintendo Video, Nintendo Zone, they give free videos. You know, these are free videos from Nintendo, which displays for us the latest trailers, the newest games. You know, something like the Kid Icarus anime, for example. This is exclusive to Nintendo Video. Unfortunately, even if we have, for us Middle Easterners, we are sort of in a conflict because our software is actually in our hardware as well. This is all US based, but it's distributed in the Middle East officially. See, you can see how we have the ERC rating, and here's the official logo for Middle Eastern games. So yeah, US games work in the Middle East and vice versa. You could use US games for this 3DS as well. But in the same time, we sort of have a conflict because we like I said, we don't have an eShop support. We don't have big eShop yet. It's just a placeholder, so we have to switch to the US shop. But despite so, even if we have our region as the USA, we still can't use these three applications. And now, Mario Tennis is apparently they're going to try doing it with games, which is unfortunate because they do want to reduce lag, but at the same time it restricts IP. I mean, if I travel with this to Europe, for example, I can't play unless possibly if I switch the region it's going to work, but I won't guarantee this 100%. So basically, the only way to play Mario Tennis online in the Middle East is if you switch your region officially to a Middle Eastern compatible country. So yeah, if you're in the US, you have to, sacrifice the shop in order to play online with Mario Tennis Open. So, which is sort of a, it's a big negative. I find this, in my opinion. I don't like these region locks and region restrictions. And when you region restrict and lock people online, that's sort of a, that's a dumb thing. At least they should have done something like gave us a choice between playing regional and playing worldwide. Play with people close and play people from afar. The rest of the games like Mario Kart Online, Mario Kart 7, they're not affected by this. They don't have an IP lock. I'm not sure if they have a region lock. I don't think so. I did play with people in Japan. I did play with people in Europe. I don't think it has a region lock, and it does flow quite well. Pretty relatively lag free. So just to show you how to switch your region, pretty simple. Go to other settings and go to profile, and go to region settings here. So yeah, as you can see here, I had to switch my region to Saudi Arabia in order to play Mario Tennis Open. As soon as I did that, I was able to play with a lot of Middle Easterners or Arabs in specific, and there are a couple of Saudis I would assume also. I played with them online. It was pretty lag free. I think 2 matches out of a dozen or more, or 2 dozen matches were very lag heavy, but the rest were pretty good. I do like the connection, but at the same time you have to sacrifice your eShop. So that's a negative. But a good thing about this is you could, to my knowledge, of course, you could freely switch regions as much times as you want. It won't penalize you from switching regions multiple times from US to Middle East and vice versa. So yeah, if you're not gonna play Mario Tennis Online, for example, you're gonna throw it away for the time being and not play. You don't feel like playing. You could switch to the US shop. The US region, so you could check on the US shop weekly. It is a bit tedious, obviously, because you have to, if you have a Club Nintendo account, you have to relink it again, and you have to accept the terms of agreement again, and all that stuff. But that's the only way, and it's unfortunate, but that's the only way you could play Mario Tennis Online because of the whole IP lock situation. So yeah, that sucks, unfortunately, but. This is sort of like educational video for my Middle Eastern Nintendo fans who want to play Mario Tennis Open online. Another thing we could do is I'd like to exchange friend codes with you guys. It would be cool, if you form a community or something of Middle Eastern or Arab gamers or Saudi gamers, so we could play with each other Mario Tennis Online in these games and whatnot. So yeah, this is my friend code here. I'll keep it here for a while on the screen. That's an 0817-3771-8098. So that's my friend code here. You guys want to add me? I'll accept. Just give me your friend code so I can add you as well, or else this is not going to work. So yeah, that's the basic PSA that I wanted to do with the video, and I really hope Nintendo doesn't take this as a trend. I know it's nice to reduce lag and whatnot, but they should give the people, they shouldn't lock the IP. Especially with video games online. That's like the dumbest thing to do, lock an IP. I mean, why would you do that? If I have this game and I want to travel to Europe or America, for example, and want to play normally, they should automatically detect the IP I'm in and locate the people who are closest to me, not lock me out. So I can't do that unless I change the region. I won't guarantee that this technique that I explained here would work if you have a European 3DS, because as you know, the Middle East, yes, the US-based games and the 3DS are official products here, but at the same time we do have sort of official European versions here as well. They're not as prominent as the US version right now, but we do have a lot of stores offering and selling European 3DSs and European games. So I'm not really sure, and I can't guarantee that if you switch your region to a Middle Eastern compatible country that it will work, because the region, that what I understand, the IP lock depends on 3 things. It depends on the region you choose for your 3DS, it depends on the software, and it depends on the actual feedback from the router. So if one of these 3 things are conflicted, your game won't work. So yeah, I'm not really sure if European versions of Mario Tennis Online are programmed in a way that they'll accept Middle Eastern IPs. So I'm not really sure that if that can actually work. If you guys know about this more, I'm sure we have fellow fans here who have European 3DSs or something. Please inform me, try it out, and tell me if this actually works for you. So yeah, that's it basically with the PSA video that I wanted to do. I do have an Arabic version of this as well. I'll link the videos to each other so you guys can check it out, just in case you're prominently an Arabic speaker, or Arabic is your native language and English is not really. So yeah, if you don't do what I recommended, like switch the shop, what you'll see is you'll get this screen indefinitely. You'll keep your 3DS open for 15-20 minutes and it won't detect anybody, so you can't play with anybody. Right now I tried looking for people online, but I usually, in terms of the Middle Eastern timings, I do find in my case in Saudi Arabia, GMT +3, I do find people around 7 p.m., 8 p.m. until 10:30, 11 p.m. After that, it's too late, and before that, now it's around 4:30 p.m., around noon. I didn't find anybody, even in the morning, early morning. I'm surprised. I should find people in the morning sometimes, like afternoon or something like that. So no, they usually log in after 7 p.m. The peak is 8:30 p.m. That's when most people are going to be online. And thankfully, we do have a couple of. I'm going to show you here. Mario Tennis Open has a records section for your online multiplayer, which detects the people, gives you medals based on the people you beat, which is the victory medals right here. So thankfully, for the past 2 days, ever since I tried this technique and switched my region to compatible to Saudi Arabia in specific, I was able to find people online, and most of them were, either Saudis or Arabs. See from their names, this is Mansoor. Seamus is the only one. Seamus and Ray. These are the only two that don't seem to be from the Middle East, or maybe sort of like from Scotland or Europe or something. Not really sure. But the rest seem like Middle Eastern names or Arab names. Abdulaziz, Fahad, Aboud, Rayan, and Aboud, another Aboud as well. So yeah, as you can see, I have 29 victory medals, so I'm doing pretty well for myself here. So yeah, these guys, most of them are surprised because most of them play well. I was surprised that I'm gonna run into some noobs online, but most of the Arabs actually are really competitive. They do play really well, And the connection was mostly lag free aside from 3 games. So yeah, I guess that's it with my PSA video, and I hope you Middle Eastern Nintendo and 3DS owners found this informative. And like I said, yeah, just switch to a compatible region to your Middle East for the on a temporary basis, just to play Mario Tennis online. Like I said, the rest of the games are not affected. We could play Mario Kart even if you have it on another region. It doesn't matter with Mario Kart and other games. This is the only game I know of that has an IP lock. So yeah, good stuff, and you guys have my friend code, and I hope to meet you online in a match or something. We should set up a doubles match. Unfortunately, the random matches are only singles, and they're only either tiebreakers or short sets. But if you have friends added, we could actually set up a really customized and cool doubles matchup, like 4 players simultaneously, which would be cool. So we should set that up. Yeah, I'm encouraging everybody to add me and just give me your code in the comments section, and we should set this up definitely. So yeah, as usual, like I said, I'm repeating myself too much here. Hope you found this informative. If you have any questions, just hook me up in the comment sections, and I'll be happy to answer them. See you guys later.